Who cares? We don't need them.
Let's go.
Count us in, Kevin. Early in the morning, I rise into the street. I light me up that cigarette and I strap shoes on my feet. I got to find a reason things went wrong. I got to find a reason why my money's all gone. I got a Dalmatian, I can still get high. Braden plays the guitar like a motherfucking riot. Love the one you got, cause you might get run over or you might get shot. Never had static, I just get it off my chest. Never had a battle with the bulletproof vest. Take a small example, a tip from me. Take all your money, give it up to charity. Love's what I got, it's all I know. The Dutch all style comes straight from Pine Grove. We'll come back to you, you're gonna get what you deserve. Try and test that, you're bound to get served. Love's what I got, don't start a riot. You feel it when the dance gets hot. Loving what I got. Said remember that. Loving is what I got. I said remember that. Loving is what I got. Said remember that. Loving is what I got. I got. Well, I don't cry when my dog runs away. Don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. Don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. Hits the bottle and goes right to the rock. Fucking or fighting, it's all the same. Listen to the Dutch, the only way to stay sane. Let the lovin' come back to me. Take it away, Peter. Let the lovin' come back.
You know what? Tonight, we're here on a rare Wednesday night because I sent the Dutch Hall crew out to the world. Because it's not enough to sit here in a Pine Grove pool shed. You got to go out and check out the world, people, to know what's going on. So I sent Wesley out. He's out discovering the Isle of Jamaica. And tomorrow, David, the great adventure begins.
Oh, yeah. You're not kidding, man.
The great adventure begins, and we will talk all about it on this program today.
It's what we got.
Well, there's only one way to get that thing started.
It's what we got. Everybody live from the Dutch Hall. Oh, nice applause that time. We are Canada's only late night talk show and the greatest podcast ever come out of Pool Shed in Pine Grove, Ontario. And I believe we are that way because we have the greatest band in Canadian late night history. Oh yeah.
The Nocturnal Emissions, people.
Hello.
Comprised this week on vocals and guitar, the man that writes the music for the show, the Rewster, Dave Charters, everyone!
Oh, thank you.
Beside him, playing lead guitar and supporting his beautiful duster.
Oh, it's lovely.
That man is Braden Newman, everybody! Yet to be nicknamed. And in the corner, playing the roles of the balls of the Nocturnal Emission, hailing from Germany, Steve, the reluctant German, everybody.
His balls have dropped.
And tickling the skins in the corner, that's our percussionist and our CRTC required Frenchman, the French tickler, Kev Belange, everyone. man of the bar today is handling the director duties, as well as being a guest of our program. You will notice two people. One is my beautiful wife, Jane Van Dyke. And beside her, a Dutch Hall virgin, Dan Fewings, everybody.
All right.
And me, you might wonder who I am, this guy talking on the microphone. Well, I am two-time President's Club Award winner, Pete Van Dyke, everyone.
All right.
Let's get the show started. And 4 people.
Hey, all 4. All right.
You know what? We got impatient, and then as soon as you guys started playing, the people popped up.
Well, of course.
And
they
then
did.
they found us. Yeah, on a rare Wednesday night.
Unbelievable. They must be just waiting for their phone to vibrate, for the little Dutch Hall logo to come up.
Dutch Hall alert.
Oh yeah.
And then they did. Then they go watch it. Is that true? Do people
I think
do that?
so. The disciples are watching always.
It is a little bit like off-putting, and in a way, if you think of everybody's habits listening to our show, right? Like some people are naked, right?
You never know.
Right? Like
Yeah.
you listen in the bathtub, right? And with like in a bathroom that's got 6 litter boxes in it. You know, that could be it.
It could be.
Yeah,
Can't
you don't
wash
want to
that
think
off.
about that. It's too much of a rabbit hole to get into because the possibilities are endless, Dave.
I prefer to think it's that they're in like a bathtub with candles lit. You know,
Huh?
maybe they got a glass of wine going.
Sorry, what's that? They can have litter boxes in the corner too. The cat's got shit somewhere.
Ew.
Huh?
Can you teach your cat to shit outside
I did that, and then he died.
They all do that.
while it was taking a shit?
No, I don't even think that outside had anything to do with his death. But we got a new cat, and he's not allowed to go outside now because the kids are too afraid it's going to die. Yeah,
Hate to break their bubble, but
it is going to die. Yeah, yeah, it's sad, eh? Hey, Dave, is your first pet hasn't died yet? Has yours, Steve?
No.
Has your kids gone through death of a pet?
A bunch of fish.
Oh, fish
But
don't die.
it doesn't
flush
matter.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that doesn't teach your kids about anything. Because you don't flush grandma. You can't flush grandma.
No
you
way.
could try.
No.
Grandma's ashes.
You could flush
Depends.
grandma's asses, Dave. Good problem solving.
Yeah, thanks.
That's what you did.
Morbid.
You found a way to do it.
Problem solving.
Good boy. So today you'll notice in his absence, there's 2 people. We mentioned Wes, are the balls of nocturnal emissions. Normally, he has been sent to Jamaica with
Yeah.
no children
Oh,
in order
man.
mostly to drain his nutsack. Is that not what his main goal was?
Most likely.
He said he was just drinking
Yeah.
fluids and resting before he went.
Oh yeah.
And I think right now he's probably eating a nice mango.
First you drain the pool bar, man.
Then you
Then you
drain.
drain your nutsack, man.
Yeah, I told him that there was this drink called a Cersei that you could get in Jamaica, where it's. Do you remember what it is, Jane? It's that some Italian concoction, that pink liqueur. It's some Italian thing. It's pink and it's made from roots, and it tastes like shit, but it's supposed to give you erections, right?
Love it in Jamaica, man.
And they mix it with Jamaican rum, and they call it a Cersei. But it turns out that stuff might give you a hard on, but the Jamaican rum is alcohol, get you drunk. That doesn't do much for your boner, eh, Dave?
Perfect. It's all about balance.
Yeah, well,
One brings
your
it up,
penis
the
gonna
other
be,
one takes you down.
Yeah, he's going to be at equilibrium. He's not. You don't really. That's not the best place for your penis to be. That's just to thumb it in at the best. You're not going to be able to go far with like equilibrium cock.
Is he a stand-up guy or?
Who? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want him to be all the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, charters. So Wes is out draining his nutsack, as we said. So congratulations to Wes. We hope you're enjoying yourself. But Michael Bow is not here. Now you wonder, where is he? Where is Michael?
What's going on in Michael's life? when
This
he
is-
can't
Raining.
come down the road.
This is his off season. This is his off season. This is where he dedicates his life to Live from the Dutch Hall. Why is he not here? Tomorrow is Michael's stag, the big stag party of Michael's going away. This is him saying goodbye to his single life forever to marry the sweet, sweet Kelly. This is a big deal for Michael to go out and one last time go out and just be a single man on the town, you know, even though he's committed, of course, to his betrothed or his like a soon-to-be betrothed, I guess.
For 72 hours straight.
He's going to celebrate his love for his wife, right?
Yeah.
By being away from her with his friends.
That's what you do.
Yeah. And me and you are going, Dave. We're going to
We're gonna
witness
help
this.
him.
And I got to tell you, we're going to help Michael, but mostly we're going to help Kelly and Kelly's brothers who are listeners to this program live from the Dutch Hall. And I want to speak to them. Bryce, Big Dutch, I want you to know that I got my eyes on Michael. And me and Charters are not going to let him fuck this up. He is looking worse every day we've known him, right?
That's true.
Something about him is falling apart quickly. And if he doesn't realize how good he's got it with Kelly...
it was a bit of a surprise for all of us when she came around.
Yeah, we thought his days were past, didn't we? We all thought his best days were past. And then Kelly came around. It was a real treat that he was still able to get the gusto to get a woman of that quality, you know? Now, if he goes and fills himself full of booze and ends up, putting his dick in some sort of, what do they got in Nashville?
Whores.
Yeah, exactly.
Country bumpkin horse.
They got cowboy boots and Daisy Duke shorts, and I bet.
Yeah, that's going to be bad for everyone's business. So me and you, Charters, we're going down there to be Mr. and Mr. Buzzkill, right?
That's right.
Mr. Cockblock.
We're there to help you make good decisions, Michael.
That's all we're going for.
Because that's really what we're good at.
Yeah, and
Always have been.
Always have been.
Right, Jane?
Yeah. There we are.
Says it all.
She laughs at us, and this is why she laughs at us, because it's ridiculous to think of me and Dave doing something that would get us in trouble on the road. Me and Dave are clearly the two most unfuckable people in the world, right? Hey, and our wives have no jealousy whatsoever. They just like, yeah, go. Please go. If you please screw up our marriage, if you could, that would do me a huge favor. Because but we won't. We'll come back just true as we were when we left, Dave.
Yep.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You took the words right out of my mouth. You know that one?
Rory Dodd, singing background on it.
There you go. Rory Dodd, great Norfolkian, and we're making the call right now out to Rory Dodd. You're on our wish list of guests because you're a legend in Norfolk County. Now, you also said, Dan, that who was the other guy? You just said it.
From James Gang.
James Gang.
Now, I don't know which band member it is, but
there is one?
There is one, yeah.
Like, we sniff around Norfolk County. We got a couple legends around here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're also the home of Rick Danko.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And who else do we got? That's about it. That's still a lot. What do you need?
That's great.
No Wikipedia page for Pete Van Dyke still. It has been way past. We're getting the end of our year here, and still no Wikipedia page for Pete Van Dyke.
It's only 10:20 right now. You might get somebody tonight putting one out after this show.
That's what I'm hoping, yeah, because you know what? It did everything you needed, but that guy, what's his name?
Jim F. Bleak.
Jim F. Bleak, who said I was insignificant and not worthy of a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, fuck you.
And also, you can't submit your own Wikipedia page. And then he said all those things to me. That son of a bitch. He's going to learn his lesson. He's going to rue the day. Because I've crossed everything off his list is what he said I had to do. Like
he probably doesn't even work there anymore.
Jim F. Bleak's a thing of the past, Dave. That was like year one, right? I think we had done 3 shows or something. I was trying to get a Wikipedia page. Yeah. Didn't work out. I'm like, what are you talking about? My mom listened to that show.
She said it was good.
She said it was really good.
She said I was notable.
But Michael is right now. You wonder what he's doing right now? Mm-hmm. He is. He's basically kissing his fiance's ass as much as he can to thank her so much for letting him on the loose this weekend. Because I've never seen him so excited. He's so excited. But right now, what he's doing, he's being the most pussy whip guy in the world. And when he's listening to this show, he's going to know that everything we're saying right now, as he's just lying there, just snuggling his wife and doting on her every need, you know?
Probably a foot massage. That's what
foot massage, yeah. I'll tell you one thing that guy's doing is he is watching himself very carefully, you know? Because anything that could upset the apple cart going into this thing could really, take the fun out of it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So you want to make your fiance happy when you go to your bachelor party. Now, Dave, how do you play it when you're at the bachelor party? You're at the stag or whatever. It's your stag, let's say, and you're telling your soon-to-be wife that you're going out to be like a rowdy dude, right? Like, you don't know. She doesn't know what you're up to.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what you think a stag's all about. You see women go out on a bachelorette and they're like wearing cock hats
They're
and
crazy.
and
You got those
they're-
penis straws they suck out of.
Yeah. That, you know what they're doing? I don't understand why that is a tradition of some sort, but they like to eat penis-shaped items, and then they go and wear penis-type stuff. They play games that they've organized, like
Penis games.
penis-oriented games. They sometimes, I've seen them do bingo cards and stuff. Like, women have lame bachelorette parties, what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not, they think they're being wild, but they're just girls. Like, they don't understand real wild stuff, right? But when men go out to do stuff, it's dark, it's seedy, and it's creepy. Everything about it is not like a girl go. It's like a girl going to a strip club. A girl go to a strip club, and everyone's having a good time, right? Everybody's like hooting and hollering and shoving money in a guy's dick hole or whatever they do. You know, these girls are happy. They're having a good time. You go to a strip club where there's a bunch of men watching women take their clothes off. No one's having a good time. They're all just creepily staring at her orifices, you know? They just really, they're thinking bad, dark thoughts in their head, you know? And wondering about their life decisions and their stuff like that.
Drinking the beer very slowly.
Yeah, it's you look around, you're not seeing a lot of people having a good time, you know, at a strip club where there's men. Is that right? Is that your take on it, too? I haven't been to a strip club in a while.
That's not the way I would play it on my stag.
No.
At the strip club.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What I like to do is stick a paintbrush full of paint right in the stripper's mouth.
You can't go punchline. You can't go to the punchline. Like, you don't open a story
Everyone's
with
heard
the
that story
punchline.
before, haven't they?
Not on the show. I've never told it. That's a fucking
sure?
on-stage story that you save for
Oh,
the
I'm
people.
getting mixed up.
You tell. Charles is. You're ridiculous, Dave. And you know what? I'm happy what's going to happen in this show. I'm happy I get to turn to you soon.
Yeah.
Because I really want to turn to you, Dave. I might
Let's
actually.
just forget that story.
Okay. I'm not going to tell the story on this show.
Thank God.
Because you ruined the punchline.
Yes.
But you
Have you noticed a pattern developing?
what do you mean that you ruin
With me
things?
trying to ruin things? Not that I'm trying, but just naturally. It's a
Naturally,
natural-
yeah. There's like certain things, like 5 years of doing something, you think that you would learn the like routine, you know, like
Pick
you'd
up
say,
on the cues and the timing.
yeah.
No.
Or you know, hey, this is a bit. You make it better, and Dave's like, no, like stop. Let's stop it in its tracks. Let's stop that thing right in its tracks. Now I gotta ask. I want to attack you now, but I'm not going to.
Oh, good.
I can't do it, Dave, because it's part of our segment we call feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback.
It's feedback. Motherfucking feedback. Motherfucking feedback.
This week's feedback is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you go to our website and click on the Amazon banner, hey, if you don't see an Amazon banner, it's because you have ad blockers on. You just got to shut those off for a minute or let us just ignore them for our website. And then you can do all your Amazon shopping. And Alice Stippa Jones, actually, charters.
Sorry.
Alice
Stippa?
Stippa Jones. Yeah, Alice Stippa Jones.
Ellis Stippa?
Yeah, that's your. See the cue? See, that's the cue.
Sorry.
What were you doing? Looking longingly in Steve's
I
eyes?
was-
Yeah, no,
I was
he
focusing
smirked
on
when you said
something.
it. There was a pause there, and he smirked when you said it.
Oh, yeah.
because He knew there was something. That was
Something's gonna
supposed
fuck
to
up again. And then the one time we were at
Alice Stippa, thank
New
you for
Limburg,
writing
we
to
were
us.
at New Limburg doing a show. Charters is we're doing the sweater story on stage, right?
Great bit.
Charters has one thing to do in it, and so I sing the part, or I go to the part where Charters has to do his little like shout out in the song,
Almost killed the bull.
and he just stares there into space. You know, I had to turn around and like we kept saying it over and over again into his till he wised up and responded. Do you remember that, Dave?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Where do you go
Sorry.
at those times?
I don't know, man. There's shit going on.
In your head?
Yeah.
I wonder what
all
it
times.
is like in
Like a
there.
whirlwind.
There's a lot of stuff going on, eh?
Yeah, there's a monkey.
monkey in a
Frenchman
bass
monkey.
drum.
Like if you guys could trade, like get in someone else's brain, like just for 5 minutes, you know, like switch with someone in the room.
Oh,
You just gotta get Miami Char is no questions asked. I would want to spend 5 minutes in his brain because I've been fascinated by this guy since I've been in kindergarten. Like either way he thinks, and so I can't imagine what's going on in there. It's like some sort of a zoo.
I would switch with Braden.
Braden?
Second, yeah.
Yeah. Why? So you can play guitar?
Yep.
Well, that'd be part of it, but I think while I'm playing guitar, there'd just be like a slideshow of hot girls from all the tours I've been on, the worldwide
Be a real short
musician
slideshow.
tours. Be just thousands of girls like fastly ripping.
Thousands. Thousands, eh?
That's the way I picture it. Don't ruin it for me.
Shut up, Brayden. Shut up. Let us have this. Our lives are terrible. I'm just kidding. My life's good. I wanted to Amazon Norpac.
The beef people.
Awesome. And that's all they get. That's all they get this week. You know that? And who else? Van Dyke Party Services. Oh, yeah. Yes, we're coming up on
It's Christmas.
Christmas time. And you know what? You ever do Christmas shopping? You ever go to the mall? You ever go to the mall during Christmas season with the hustle and bustle and the packed parking lots? That's no fun at all. You know what?
Sucks balls.
I use Amazon, and I use your banner.
Oh, thank you, Braden. That's how we got that thick check.
Oh,
See how thick that check was? It was thick.
Barely fit in the envelope.
Yeah, it was bulging out of the envelope.
It's like a school bus boner tucked in the waistband.
Yeah. By the way, I don't even have it on feedback, but we did get feedback from Big Dutch. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do it twice. And then Big Dutch, we think after all the trash talking Joe Botello did on our program, he's going to get what's coming to him. He's going to get what's coming to him from Big Dutch, and I'm excited to hear feedback from him. But we get it, and it is nothing about Joe. It is nothing about that episode at all, which is you'll find out when we get this, when you hear what the people have to say. Not a big hit, that episode. People hated it. Yeah, but the last one, school, what was it called? Cross your legs and hide your boner? Big Dutch said he's solidly on my team as a back of the bus
Attaboy, Big
boner
Dutch.
hider. And he said it was a constant problem for him. And there's a guy 20 years younger than me, right? But some human condition of things continue no matter how old you are.
Yeah.
It's true of your granddad probably had a boner on the back of his bus.
Well, and you got to start young if you want to stick it out. That's for sure.
Yeah, you do. You do.
That's wisdom.
Yeah,
That's right.
So, anyways, I'm glad to hear Michael's a weirdo, and the rest of us are completely normal, right? For awkwardly getting boners beside your buddy and just saying nothing. Anyways, sorry, I was into Christmas shopping. You go to those malls, they're awful. You're not having a good time at all. But you know what would make it better? Between 5 and 29 Van Dyke First Cousins and bright yellow jackets. And all it's going to take is an email to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com, and we will send you those Van Dyke First Cousins. And all it's going to cost you is $100 of cold hard cash, plus all of our expenses, which I'm not going to lie to you, they're going to be dear.
So dear.
But if you're not 100% satisfied, we're going to return that $100. But those expenses have run through our bodies and potentially yours. Van Dyke Party Services.
Don't live your life in regret.
Brought to you by our excellent friends at Clean Flow. Welcome back, Clean Flow. We're happy to spend 6 more months with you.
Way to make it flow.
Yeah, so you know what you can do? You can check out Clean Flow's great products at the Clean Flow's website. And you know what it probably is? You got to do it with a K. KLEENFLO. That's how it's spelled. Clean Flow with a K.
That's not confusing at all.
Yeah. You know what Dave uses it for?
No, please tell us.
Mostly it's been lubricant, right? You enjoy the lubes.
It is a great lubricant.
Do you use a lot of lubricants at your job,
Oh,
Dave?
we sure do.
You do?
Yeah.
Why? Because things will get you don't want things rubbing with no lubricant, right? Because it'll probably
Too much friction
friction, right? It'll cause
causes wear.
wear.
No good.
Chafe.
How friction causes wear?
Yep.
So
Put some lubricant in there.
if you dry tug, is it
Less
gonna wear it out worse, right? Is that what you're saying? You get like a horn dick or something after a while? You want to use
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. A horn dick.
Horn dick. You get some sort of horn dick that's like a hook to the right or something for whichever you're pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that how it works? Do you dress when you go to the tailor and they ask if you dress to the right or left? Is that which way you pull it? You thought it
Not
makes it
sure.
stay that way?
I
Think of it
it's
next
just
time.
genetics.
Just genetic. What are you, left or right?
Left.
What if you hang in the middle?
Oh,
And that guy's gonna touch your dickhead every
Just
time.
always touching denim. That's
Yeah, just touching the crease like that little strip in the middle.
that thick piece of fabric.
It's always rubbing zipper. Oh, we lost a person with rubbing zipper. Oh. Anyway, so we do have to get to our listeners who have sent in a great deal of feedback to Live from the Dutch Hall. The first one comes to us at our Facebook page. It says, "Love the Dutch Hall Disciples." Here's a vote for the Dutch Hall Disciples. And it has been coming to the surface as the one that's kind of been winning out of all of them. Dutch Hall Disciples is coming through. Also, I took a week off because I was gathering myself. If Charters is a Coward episode was my first one I listened to, it would have been my last. I hope the guy runs into some Interkip Dutch dairy farmers or their women's softball team. Hope you are well, Andy Coote.
Whoa.
Andy Coote on the side of Big Dutch and the dairy farmers, and not on the side of Joe, who no one's on the side of Joe. And you know, I found out too, actually, because I worked today with Joe this week, is that he doesn't listen to shows that he's not on, so we can say whatever we want about him. even the time where we put that picture of his penis as our episode picture, like coming through his spandex from his Captain America outfit. Which is the most ridiculously small penis you've ever seen if you haven't seen it.
Oh, that's him.
That's Joe. Yeah, that's Joe's little penis.
That's it.
It looks like a nipple. It looks like a nipple. You know, it's
like a baby
so
toe.
tiny. Yeah,
Jelly bean.
yeah. And so people, I said to Joe, "Did you?" And Joe's like, "You talked about me on your show." And I'm like, "We talked about you. We put your picture of her penis as your episode picture. You know, like." I'm like, "How do you not know that?" And he's like, "I don't listen to all your shows, Pete." Like he's like getting all defensive.
Yeah, it's good stuff to do.
And he wasn't mad at all. He was really happy to get the attention. That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a guy with no shame. He has never had shame. He never will have shame. You know, it's the best.
It's all good press for him.
Yeah. And he thinks it's funny though. The laugh's what's worth it for him. Like if his dick makes everyone laugh, then his dick makes everyone laugh. Do you, Dan? You had experience as a clown. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And is that like worth it for you? Like if you could get a laugh, is it the laugh more important than the like? Do you have pride? Like you know what I mean? Like Joe, I was talking to this guy Joe, right?
Yeah.
He would get like he just shows that he has a small penis and that it's enough. Like if he gets a laugh from the room, then he's happy that he's got the laugh because he says respect the kill kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're like if you're just like, is there like an art to that, or is that just like shilling? You know what I mean?
No, that's shilling pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't clown anymore either because, you know, these horror movies have killed the clown. That Gacy guy. It started with the Gacy guy that was like,
yeah.
you know,
Big
so the
time.
clown show, get the handcuffs on him and crap him across the head. That was like, and then kill him.
Was that
And now it's then they were in the Target stores. They had those scary clowns, and yeah. So you know, I used to clown, and I'd go to a party, 50 people, 1 or 2 kids might be freaked out by the clown. Now it's 2 that aren't. You can't. The clown has died.
And those
the clowning
people
has died. You got to tie balloons now.
Yeah.
And I don't do that.
We interviewed this lady one time. I shouldn't use her clown name, but it was like do you remember her name, Jane? We had to interview this lady for a job, but I remember
her real name's okay to use, but her clown name is not okay to use.
I didn't use her real name.
No, but you're like, you remember her name, I thought you were asking for her real name.
No.
Like,
I was going to
let's not use her
ask
clown
if
name.
I could use her clown name, but I said even that's probably too
Right.
you know, like too much.
Too close to home.
Too close. It was, what if everyone knew this lady? So I won't call her by her name, but I'll call her Cucumbers the Clown, right? But her name wasn't Cucumbers the Clown. It was something different than that. That comes
Pickle?
in. I don't know. I'm not going to say her name. I said I'm not going to say her name.
Okay.
But it could be that, or it couldn't. I'm really going to use a poker face on this one. But anyways, she came in for this interview, and we asked her, "Why'd you stop clowning?" You know, and she says, "I fucking hate kids." That's what she said
That'll do it.
in a job interview. I loved her. I would have hired her on the spot, but well, she would have to deal with kids, and it was kind of a disclaimer.
Brilliant.
I don't think she would have taken the job. It's weird that she would have chose clowning and then hate kids, you know.
Fucking hate kids.
But do you know Jonah Logan? He's a
No.
local guy.
No.
He went to school to be a clown and then worked for Cirque du Soleil.
Oh wow.
And they live just outside of Waterford now. And they do like parkour and those silks
Oh,
and stuff because his wife was an acrobat in the Cirque du Soleil as well. Anyways, really talented people. I'm telling you, you shake a rock in this county and you'll find somebody that's hiding there that's incredibly talented.
Yeah.
You know, it's really is once you put. It's like that. If you build it, it will they will come kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like once you start looking for something, you'll find it. You know,
Yeah.
and it's everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. I always think about that, like, because artists are like the poorest people in the world, and so they should be drawn to go live out here, like out in like the sticks, because it's cheap, right?
Yeah, but
They all
well-
go to the city where it's expensive.
Yeah, you know what? It's true. I know this is the best kept secret going, but then the government here are pretty well. They'll take you down the wrong path every time.
Oh, the municipal government?
No, the provincial.
Oh,
Toby there. He's out in left field there. Is he a sponsor?
no.
Oh, good. Oh, no,
Toby,
he's fine. Yeah.
No, we haven't had. The Ontario's system sucks. It's set up that you can have a majority government just from the city of Toronto without votes from anywhere else.
Yeah.
So how can you service the needs of a little tiny area like us? So I don't think no matter who we get in there, they're going to give a crap about us.
No, it's true, and jobs like the damage has been done on the jobs front.
Yeah.
But I lived in Peterborough for a number of years. I was Simcoe boy till I was 18. Then I moved up there. And
Are they the same as us?
Well, it's bigger. It's Brantford size, but Peterborough has 7 methadone clinics, and so in many ways it's close to Simcoe. Like it wasn't a big surprise walking downtown Simcoe to figure out what the problem was. I didn't need a consulting fee on that one.
No, exactly.
That was free. I was offering that for free, but
yeah, but what it ends up being is that they have these clinics, and then people stay here.
Well,
because-
people move here, but that's what happened to Peterborough. Oshawa, Peterborough started getting everybody from Oshawa, pushed out of the city. That just sends it out. And having the Lindsay super jail there in Lindsay brought them that way too, right? Because families want to be close where they can visit. It seems to be sort of systematic to the family in many cases. It's just sort of bad choices.
So they kind of export their troubles out of the city and download them to the smaller towns, eh?
But around here, I mean, Simcoe is clearly the
Australia of Norfolk County.
that is great. There's a song in that one. Sing that one, boys. There we go.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
It's totally different, though, Simcoe, yeah.
Make it sound
Like, notice how no politicians, I thought maybe a politician would get on there and sort of say, we're going to rotate the meth clinics. They're going to Dover for a couple of years. Then we're going to take them to Waterford for a couple of years. Like, nobody wants to do that.
No.
No.
Yeah, nobody wants to. No. I don't know. I went to Narcotics Anonymous show. I did a show for them. That was the most fun. I wanted to get develop a drug problem just so I could join because it was such a nice group of people. Like they hug you all the time, eh? Which is off-putting at first, but then after a while you're like, oh, these guys are all, like, it's really nice that they're also supportive of each other.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, but the whole drug addiction I didn't want to go through, so I decided against it in the end.
Yeah, no, that's smart. Yeah, good pick.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, so we got one more to go through. Here we got another one. This one's at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. It says, great show, lots of fun, and a treat to watch. You guys look great. Aw. So sweet of you all to give up your hair from our shareholder, Jen Husko.
Oh, yeah.
And, looking around this room right now, you would not really notice, other than me and Steve, that we have even dedicated some of our efforts to Lisa, because the rest of our dedicated people, Paul shaved his head, Michael shaved his head,
Wes.
shaved his head, right? Steven shaved his head.
That's right.
Anyways, let's move on. I'm just gonna keep
that right
I'm
there.
just gonna keep plowing through. The next piece of feedback we got It says, thanks for the Dutch Hall baldness, love. Minus Rewster.
Oh.
JK, she says, which I think stands for like jerk.
King.
Thing. And then and it says Lisa Vandenbush. Lisa Vandenbush.
Lisa, love you.
Which Dave, do you read any subtext? You said I love you to that?
I love Lisa.
Yeah, but she's saying in her message, didn't you read the subtext to that?
Jerk King.
She called you jerk king.
Jerking.
Okay.
She said minus you. Do you remember when my other
It
sister?
doesn't change how I feel about her.
How do you feel about my other sister,
I
Lori?
love Lori too.
But you shaved your head when Lori did it,
That is true.
and you didn't when Lisa.
Well, you didn't invite me.
Well, I'll get a Clippers right now. How about that? We'll go at the Clippers.
Not noticed? Have you not
Can you
noticed?
take off your hat? Can you take off your hat? I'm too curious to see what you got going on under there. He does have a shaved head. You do have a partially shaved head since last time we spoke with you.
Yeah.
Right?
I felt bad.
Yeah, you did feel bad. So you did this for my sister. So can you show my sister how much you love her? Up to what part of your head do you love my
Up to
sister?
everything under my hat. Outside of my hat.
Is it like really matted? Come on, let's see it. Oh, you know what's funny is when we got our head shaved for my sister, they would all they did Paul's hair like that first too. Hey, that
Just to
just,
see what it looked like.
oh, like just for the joke.
That's what I
They're
did.
like, make him look like Chargers, and then everyone's laughing like, look how much of a goof he looks like, and everyone's howling. Eh? It was just like that haircut. Hey, Dave. Do you know how that haircut started, by the way? I got a bad haircut, and then your wife made you copy it. Do you remember that?
No.
That she says, I like Pete's haircut. And it
I-
was because I fell asleep at the barber or something.
I
and they
definitely
did
know
whatever
that's
the
not true because my wife does not like this haircut.
Not that one. You've taken it further, is what I'm saying. You've gone way too far with it. Right? It's ridiculous. Is that no? What's the idea there? Is it just keep the?
You want me to like get into it?
Yeah.
Get
What,
into,
how
like,
do you decide to go with that one? Like, where to stop? Where do you stop? Like, how do you know to stop there?
Honestly, what I do is I sit down in the barber chair and
Do you look in
talk,
magazines?
talk for half an hour, and then I leave at the end.
He
Pay the guy $26, and
He decides to do that to
I'm
you?
on my way.
You don't even tell him what to do?
What do you do at the barber?
I don't know. I got my head shaved by some lady at my sister's, and then before that, I was on vacation. I stopped at a guy.
Steve,
said-
what do you do at the barber?
He has no
I
hair.
have not been to the barber in a long
You want to ask Shazman when if he comes in? Because I know what he does too. Nothing. He just shaves his head and then grows it back in and then shaves it again. Because we're men, Dave. We're not pretty. We're men. We're just men that don't care. Well, I am pretty. That's why I don't have to care. You have to do fancy stuff with your hair.
There's a difference.
So you're going away on this vacation. You get yourself a fresh haircut for it, right? So you want to look good on it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
Well,
He wants to get through the border.
honestly, I think I had the haircut booked before we decided to go on the
Oh,
trip.
so what? You wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter to you. You're still going to go with that facial hair shit you got? That Wolfman
No,
stuff?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, okay.
I got 24 hours before the flight, so anything could happen.
I'm going to shave half your mustache on the flight. How about that? Just half of it. We're going to have a good time, Dave. We're going to get in some real trouble. You have never been before?
No, first time to Nashville. I'm super excited.
Greatest city. I love it. And I don't even like country music. I hate it. But I like, it's not even about country music. It's just about music. Like, there's so much music there. And every single building has this, like, a stage on every level. Even if it's like a shoe store, it's got a performance stage on it. You know, like, it's an awesome place to go. So you're going to love it, man. We got a lot of cool shit to check out there.
Yeah, I can't wait.
There's tons to do, too. And you're going to a third man, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You want to rent bicycles?
Yeah, let's get some of those city bikes or whatever.
Yes. It's really hilly, though.
Perfect.
Paul almost died. He had almost had a heart attack.
Is there a low gear?
Huh? I don't know.
A nice low gear, a hill climb gear?
I don't know. I don't remember at all. Okay, we just have to check with. Oh no, we forgot. We had Good Time Jane. She also said, Good Time Jane said, Pete, you're wise beyond your years. That's just a straight old compliment to me that I just decided to tell. Yeah, thanks, Good Time Jane. That's why I like you so much. But there is one lady. She's sitting in Delhi and she's putting her cheese all in little piles. We gotta check on her while she's listening to our show. Let's check on the cheese lady.
Checking on the cheese the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, always on the run. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, always having fun. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady, let's see what she's done. Checking on the cheese lady, on the cheese lady, checking on the cheese lady. Eating cheese is fun.
All right.
Teresa from the Second Mouse sends us feedback. Really, each and every week. She doesn't take any off like the Haitian Dwarf does. But Cheese Lady, she says this week, after listening to last week's show, I feel honored to be mentioned first this week, which is kind of funny because she's mentioned last this week.
Save
So
the best for last this week, Teresa.
Oh, maybe she'll feel honored for being last, too. You know what, Teresa? You should feel honored just for being you. And if you'd like to, go buy her cheese at the Second Mouse in Delhi. Teresa is the best. And anything else to say, Dave?
No, just we love your cheese. I got to make a stop in there and buy some cheese.
Have you ever done it?
No, I've never been in that store.
Have you ever met Teresa?
Yeah, she's been in here. I've met her a
Yeah,
couple
but I don't know
times.
if you are. You come like every
Yeah.
third show or something.
Yep, I've met her. Great dynamite gal.
Yeah. One of her favorites. Anyway, so we're going to be, that's it. That's it for feedback. We got feedback. If you'd like to give us some more in the future, go to livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, fucking LinkedIn, whatever you want. Smoke signals. Just yell at your window. With what you think of us. We'll hear you and put it on the air. So we got to get to. Dave decided not to shave his. You're not going to shave your head tonight. The rest of it.
No, not going to.
Can we? Come on.
No,
I'll be your friend.
another time.
Come on.
No.
Two come-ons. It didn't work. I thought that was the thing. If you pause the right amount of time and you do come on twice, it usually works.
Actually, I'm going to call the bedroom with the lock on the door for this trip as well.
Why?
Because I don't want you to shave my head when I sleep.
That's actually a good call.
When I
He's thinking.
sleep.
Why don't you just lock it from the outside? Does that work?
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, it's a good move, Dave. I'll sleep on the couch. I don't care. I don't even care. I'm probably not going to sleep. So that's it. Braden DeCuman. This is the part of the show I'd like to just talk about news of the world with Braden DeCuman. Do you have a theme song for that? News of the world.
News of the world.
Hey, Jane, can you get me a beer?
That's about it.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. Hey, Jane, can you give me a beer as part of the theme song for that segment now? Braden DeCuman and I were talking earlier today, and Braden is a fan of the world. He's a world traveler.
Yes.
He's definitely a man that's interested in things that go on in the world. But lately, the news has not been your favorite thing, Braden.
No, it really bums me out.
It really does. And but something out of the news has tickled your fancy, and you've had a great interest in it.
It's the only thing I can handle anymore, and it's where it was the Canada Post strike.
It was the Canada Post
It was
strike?
the Canada. Well, it's not really a strike anymore because
Yeah, back to work legislation,
yeah.
which you know all about.
Oh, I know very in depth about it from various comments on.
So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this story, it really did focus your energies where you said, this is the one I'm going to sink my teeth into.
It's the one. It's the only one I could handle where it's like a little bit affects me, but it's not like Donald Trump said some outrageous.
Yeah.
Monkeys have tits. Isn't that cool? Like, yeah, good for him.
That's not really news. It's just kind of like just some sort of circus distraction.
Yeah.
And then, but the Canada Post, you're saying, is actual news.
It's actual news. It affects people.
Because
Sort of.
you might get your bill late, and then you wouldn't pay it late.
Yeah, if we didn't live in the 21st century and have the internet.
Yeah. Isn't Canada Post eventually going to go on strike, and they're just like, let them keep going?
Yeah,
Like,
it would be. I think that's probably the best thing to do. It's just to let them and just ignore it, and
yeah. But right now, I think our only delivery system of marijuana is through Canada Post.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And
That
so
was
they,
their plan the whole time.
yeah, is that why they went on strike then?
That's when they went on strike. But it's there's no
Oh yeah,
there's no
it's a good
official,
time though when they need them, and then
Yeah. right around the holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
They don't do it right after January 3rd or something.
Yeah, they're gonna need your Amazon stuff shipped, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, I get it. So, like, do you think there's too much of that Donald Trump stuff on the late night talk shows, especially in the States?
Yeah.
Like, why is it only about one thing? Like,
It's an easy target. The guy's a walking disaster.
yeah.
I mean, it's easy.
I guess, yeah. But after so much of it, like, people just tune right out. Maybe that's the whole
It was
plan.
the same thing with George Bush after, 8
That
years
is
of
the
him.
plan, yeah.
It was
Is
just
it the plan that you just keep
It's just
hearing it, and then you just tire of it, and then you're like, I don't even pay attention anymore, and then he
Yeah.
starts like,
And then he can do all crazy shit, and everybody just goes, "Yeah, he's always been doing that."
yeah, he's always crazy, yeah.
because I don't
Yeah.
want to, because the guy is batshit crazy, and you don't want to take away from the fact that he is batshit crazy. But there's only so much batshit crazy you can handle.
Yeah.
Before it just becomes tired. It's like school shootings in the States. It's like, oh, good, another one. All right.
Yeah.
Not good, but
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it an old Bill Hicks bit about there being like chaos outside, and then you?
Oh, yeah,
Me and you
you're-
talking about that?
yeah, because
And-
what did he say? Oh yeah. You ever watch 23 hours of CNN in a day?
Yeah.
There's war, death, famine, rape,
Yeah.
AIDS, and you look outside, it's just crickets chirping.
Yeah. That's what it seems like here. I mean, I look outside, and I'm like, it seems kind of normal, and then you watch the TV, and it's like the sky is falling, and everything's going to shit, and it doesn't really. I don't see it with my own two eyes, but I take your word for it.
It sucks
Right.
people in though, right?
That's right.
Huh?
Like I know my parents, my mom especially, watches CNN. Like every time I go there, it's on.
Yeah. Oh, I know old,
Why do you watch that?
Yeah.
MSNBC's pretty good though. That's what I watch. It's better.
but it's very leaning one way too, though. It's not very objective.
Well, I'm not so sure that's entirely the case. I think that they just take a different spin. I mean, like they're not as extreme as Fox is on the other side. I mean, that's like the president having his own network.
Yeah. But I think that.
But they
would be the equivalent.
What CNN does though is CNN gets fellas on both sides of or folks on both sides of the argument, so they can have a fight and people will watch the fight. MSNBC, you're right, they just have sort of one opinion, and they get experts that will support that opinion for the most part. Yeah.
It's the same.
Where-
Fox will do that too. They'll have conservative pundits on, and it's
Yeah. They're on the one side, yeah. Which is, I think, is like, it's entertainment, but it's not news.
It's not what it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's not what news is supposed to be.
It used to be that there was a thing called the news, and they would tell you the news, and you would know the things that are going on that you need to know.
And it was
would
only on at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and now I don't know where to go to get that.
You have to go everywhere, and then you get a load of bullshit, and you have to sort it out in your own brain.
Yeah, because you can go to any news source, like even online, you go to the Vice or Huffington Post or wherever you want to go, and then you can find a different, almost a different set of news, than you if you're looking for it, right? So you can self-direct what you want to think of the world.
You get yourself into an echo chamber. It's like, yeah, everything I think is right. They're saying what I think.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the thing
I
about
heard
object.
the other day that they said 1/3 of Americans think that Judge Judy is on the Supreme Court. Then you know you're in fucking trouble. That's the,
She probably will be someday.
that's just seeing into the future.
Yeah. Be Judge Judy and fucking Bull from Night Court. Oh, fudge. That is really going to happen, too. Like, I mean, you ever watch Idiocracy? That
Yeah,
movie?
it's like a new documentary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a documentary now.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, my God,
it's so
you gotta
funny,
see it.
man. It's a great movie. It's how America gets stupid, and the president's like, he's wearing like the president's wearing like a tracksuit, like that's the American flag, and it's like is it Terry Crews? I
Is
think.
it live action? Oh,
yeah,
Terry
yeah.
Crews, yeah, he's great.
And he's the president. And he's like this muscled up guy that's just like wearing everyone's drinking Gatorade, and then they water their crops with Gatorade, so that the crops are all dying. They don't understand. But the guy comes from the past, and he's an idiot, and then he goes into the future where he's a genius, right? Because everyone's got so stupid.
But they see him as an idiot. They see him as like he gets. Something happens with the spaceship. He takes off. It's Owen Wilson's brother. I can't remember the guy's
Yeah, Luke.
name.
Yeah,
Luke
Luke
Wilson, and he flies there, and he gets stuck in the machine, and he comes out, and the population is dumbed down. I love how they trace it at the beginning. It shows the professional couple that doesn't have any kids. They sort of trace the family, The Offspring, and then it's got like over here in Skid Row, and the guy's going, "I want to fuck you all," and he's like, "Come here," and he's like, having sex with the guy's sister, and there's no, and over here they're multiplying, and the professional couple's deciding whether or not they want to. That movie is.
It is a crazy movie, and it's like you think of it as either a good concept, and then it becomes real, actually real. Now I'm like not so. I don't think it's as funny anymore. It's more like sad.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I don't know if we can escape that. It seems like we're just like one cycle behind the states of fucking up. Like, we got our Obama now, we're just waiting for our Trump.
Yep.
You know, I think we got our celebrity leader now, who's like a real, like he's real popular, and he's like a celebrity, but there's not a lot of substance there. And then you have to go to we'll go to the next guy who's going to be like a complete pendulum swing the other way.
We did the same thing, right? They had Bush, we had Harper, then we
Yeah.
went to Obama, we went to Trudeau. You're exactly right.
Yeah,
It's weird.
We're just like one cycle behind them. So I imagine we'll be going to some sort of right wing.
You think Rob Ford's going to run?
I don't know. I think they have to lose once then.
He'll bury
I don't know
Scheer
how it
as soon
works
as he
either.
can. He'll bury that Scheer as.
Yeah, that sure seems weak, eh?
Yeah, for sure. It was wrong formula there.
Yeah, he's too much of a. I don't know if that's just because I'm old now, that all these politicians seem young,
Yeah.
and they don't seem like they got any like balls or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
It doesn't seem like they got that grit. But Harper was younger than Trudeau when he took office, but you thought he was like ancient because he looks like the penguin, right? Like he does. You didn't think he was a young
49
person.
going on 70.
Yeah, he never looked young. He's probably like a little kid in school with like a suit on and waddling in.
He looks the same.
Looks like a robot.
Yeah. Anyways, oh shit, I had one. What was else?
You should touch on the GM thing. Get your political take on the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
GM thing, man. That's big time.
I don't know. I literally picked the Canada Post thing, and that was
right
it for
on.
maybe like
Okay,
this month, because that's all I can handle.
The GM thing is they did this 9 years ago too, right? And then they had to negotiate a new deal to keep them because they were going to leave 9 years ago, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so they're planning on doing it again. But GM's plan is supposed to be very like productive, and it's like
That's what they say, and it's not just like they're closing the Oshawa plant, but
It's
they're also
done.
closing 2 plants in the U.S.
Yeah.
One in Michigan, one in Ohio.
15,000 workers.
Ohio,
Yeah.
but they're closing also 5 other plants worldwide. Like there's 8 plants altogether. They're
So
like-
is it a total contraction, or are they like relocating plants to cheaper countries?
Yes, the latter.
The latter? They're relocating
Trump's
plants.
tariffs didn't work on the car
Yeah,
industry. They
so
took
they're-
all the money.
they're
and they
blaming
put-
Trump. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't think they're coming right out and blaming Trump, but that's the card they're playing. I think they've been like waiting and like not saying anything about the tariffs because they're like, this is good for us.
Because
we
that gives
can
us
not
an
be the bad
excuse.
guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone else is the bad guy, yeah.
We've been waiting to make more
Yeah.
money
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's hard to make money with our current, structure. So,
And then when you put a tariff on steel,
yeah.
it's going to make cars.
Which is like the opposite of what Trump's trying to do, right? Like keep
Yeah,
it
yeah.
at home with the tariffs.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Well, you can't. He's
play your hand
like
right
that's
then.
the thing. It's like it's cause and effect. There's obviously going to be an effect to raising the price of a raw commodity. If you want to say, oh, we got to take care of our aluminum and steel guys, we got to take care of our coal guys. It's okay. Go to the resource, the raw product. You're making that more expensive now because you're putting tariffs on it coming in. So anyone processing the raw material that's now more expensive is being punished
yeah.
by your tariff, and that's like kind of like they teach you in high school economics, right?
Yeah.
You figure that a guy who considers himself like a master of like a business genius would understand basic
You're
fucking
right on.
economics.
Jim Jeffries does a bit in his new special about putting workers back in the coal mine, giving them their jobs back in the coal mine. And he's
Yeah,
like, who the fuck wants their job back in the coal mine? No one wants to go back in the coal mine.
No, it's like, can we build another railroad, please?
Yeah.
It's like I want to use
Fucking crazy.
dynamite again.
I'm curious to see how if Trump will turn on GM, if there'll be like, because it's an American company that he's been everything he does is sort of for those people, you know.
Yeah.
Now
That's the rhetoric. Yeah.
Yeah. So GM's kind of playing this card. I wonder if Trump's gonna turn on them all of a sudden and say they're, you know.
They'll probably say something about them taking a bailout in 2008, 9, whenever that was.
Yeah.
I can't.
And then it'll say that
the
the CEO or whatever is like he
It's a female CEO too, so that's it's gonna be awesome. He's gonna
he'll
he's
say
gonna just
he'll find some dirt on her and just make it
and make
petty.
inappropriate comments about.
That's actually kind of entertaining. I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be amazing.
I think it will be good. That is terrible. There used to be a thing. Politics was public service, right? They used to be people that would have. They were public servants. They were respected by the community. They were people that kind of gave up part of their life to serve the community, right? Wasn't that when you were young? When I was young, that's what I thought it was. Like I thought a politician was supposed to, give their life to the community. They're trying to. But instead, it's like these are these self-serving narcissists
lining up at the trough.
that are just looking at how can we benefit ourselves, and there's no service at all. It's just self-service, you know. It's ridiculous. I don't know how that changed in such a short period of time with society.
I think I'm a little bit younger than you guys, but I was like 10 when the whole Clinton Monica Lewinsky thing went down. So that was my first impression of politics. Was like.
Cigars and
vaginas.
Oh,
and
you
like
were.
that.
That's a great time.
Watergate was when I was 14. I watched Watergate, and I was always interested in that shit. It was unreal. Just the tension was like incredible. So I'm sort of transfixed by this latest shit. It's like holy Christ.
Yeah, but Watergate now. Don't you think if Watergate happened now, it would be like a Friday story that'd be gone by Tuesday?
That's because of Trump. That's because of Trump. Really, he's just the norms he's busted. Are just like going daily. Like it's really quite.
I think it's a combination of that and the fact that there's a 24-hour news cycle now, and there wasn't then. Like if there was a 24-hour news cycle back then, Nixon would have been able to manipulate it as well.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but he at that time, because Trump's just playing the broken system like a flute. Like he knows that he does this little sound bite. That's going to be something they're going to try to sell. Whereas then when they're talking about him calling like Theresa May a cunt, then he can pass his give the rich guys a tax break law thing or whatever.
Yep, he's just he's a master deflector. Deflecto for sure.
And the people that are those biggest critics are the ones that are like they're biting on everything he sends out there. Like they're falling for it consistently.
He gets more airtime with the media. Like they're just
That's how he even got elected, because he just did it by being getting free press. You know.
You can't kill him with conventional weapons.
Yeah, you have to actually do the opposite. You have to just let him say stupid things and not cover it.
Not give him airtime. That's what puts a narcissist out for sure. You just don't talk to him.
Yeah, but that would require the news people to. That would require the news people to have. I'm so proud of her.
Tax
the director.
But that would require the news people to have integrity, for them to.
Well, they're just there to sell, right? So
yeah,
they
they're
to sell. That's
sell,
why.
yeah.
That's why they, they order their stories and It's,
but if they weren't that way, if they had integrity and they were looking for what's right for the population, then they would be able to skip over all that fluff that he's throwing at them and just dig into the stuff that matters and not budge on it. But they know that it's more fun and more entertaining to get them riled up and
it's
more clicks, it's more advertising.
Yeah,
that's
to make
right.
everything more
soap to sell.
Yeah, and I can't say that I'm not guilty as hell of being part of that problem. Like I enjoy it too.
Yeah.
Like when I see him do something that I've never seen in my whole life, a politician do, and it's really exciting to watch. Like it's really exciting to watch the disaster. But I would love it if a natural disaster happened, because it would be super interesting,
Yeah.
But it's also tragic, people would die, Whereas I do like it's like watching a car wreck,
Yeah.
You watch the car wreck and it's terrible and you feel bad, but you can't take your eyes off it,
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. Speaking of which, did anyone watch the Coen Brothers new movie on Netflix?
Yes.
No.
Okay, you haven't watched it?
What is it? What's
I won't give anything away, but the Coen Brothers
The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
The Ballad of Buster
I saw it on
Scruggs.
there. Yeah, I watched the trailer. It's good.
great.
It's shaking me to my core, Dave. The whole movie is shaking me to my core.
Tom Waits is in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
It's a I don't even want to tell you anything about the
I didn't
movie
know
at
it was
all
Coen
because it's but I'll tell you this. You will be it's tragic. What do you think if you could boil down that movie, Braden? And I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't know how to talk about this without ruining it. But it's a movie that I've been thinking about every day since I watched it, which hasn't happened to me in a long time. So I know this has got to be a good movie because I think about it like consistently. You watched it with me, Jane. Do you have a microphone? Yeah, it's right there. No, that one.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Good.
So did you? You watched it with me, and you were covering your eyes a lot and saying, "Oh my God," and stuff like that. You know, like was it the violence or was it the tragedy? Which one got you the most? Like what was it? Did it affect you at all?
No, it was so complex. Like it was so I don't know, fascinating. I have not thought about it like you've thought about it. I'm sure.
What do you think it was about? Like, what do you think the movie was about?
Yeah, I thought it would be a comedy, and it was no, it was so thought provoking.
I think. What do you think it's about?
It's kind of every story is kind of bittersweet in a way. Like it's that dark. There's a kind of a dark laughter you can have underneath of it.
Yeah.
Especially the one with the dude that robs the bank.
Oh yeah.
And then gets
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The dude, and then the
James
also,
Franco, the one that James Franco.
James
does.
Franco, and then the Liam Neeson one
Yeah.
is like funny but fucking
It's
sick.
that one was the most
crazy.
Yeah.
sad to me. Where it was just
Oh my God! And then there's the one with the more that's a love story in there. I can't get it out of my head.
So is it a series or is it a movie?
It's little vignettes. It's like short stories.
It's like short
Okay.
stories,
Okay.
yeah.
2
But
hours.
honestly, I'm kind of spoiling the movie by even telling you that because you don't know going into it,
Okay.
which is so you don't know going into it that it's a series of short stories, and the movie's called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is important to not know it's a series of short stories because of what happens to Buster Scruggs. My point is, what I think it is that it's all about death.
yeah.
It's all about like the random and suddenness of life, like the twists and turns of life, and how you can't see them coming, and how they're permanent. You know, like you can't change them either once they happen. You know?
Each story's kind of the same.
Yeah, in that way, you know.
In the arc of
But the very end story,
that's-
Stagecoach.
I don't get it.
I figured it out.
Did you? Do I have to watch it again, maybe?
Share.
No, I don't want to share on
Oh
there. I
yeah,
don't
you
wanna
can't
ruin
share.
it.
After.
After we'll have to talk about
But
it.
After I
I
leave.
do think the movie really depicts the West. It's probably the most honest Western I've seen. Like, I mean, everybody sees bad guys and gunfights in Western movies, but I
Yeah.
mean, this has like a whole other reality you might not have even
yeah,
considered
it's so
about
real.
living.
Yeah, it was the harshness of life back then, like
Yeah.
just the coldness of it, and that they really kind of captured or whatever. And all the stories take place in that time period and that setting kind of in America in that frontier time or whatever.
Yeah.
So everyone's but that's the only similarities between the stories. Like it's like but anyways, any movie that makes you think that much about it has got to be good. Like and hats off to the Coen brothers for doing it
yeah.
again. Like I was super excited about the movie coming out because I'm a fan of theirs. And then once I watched it, I didn't like it, to be honest with you. I didn't like anything about it because I don't like watching sad things. I like only watching happy things. And then because the life's sad enough, I'll only watch fluff. But this thing is so thought-provoking. It's got to be a good piece of art. And the only thing I remember being like this, where it's done this to me, is like when I went and watched the movie Natural Born Killers in the theater, which is and I remember not really understanding it or liking it when I watched it, but then I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then you know that scene with Rodney Dangerfield,
Oh Jesus!
and they use the laugh track through it. It's so sick, you know. It's so disturbing. Like I couldn't get it out of my head. It was just like it's so bad. And Rodney was perfect in it.
His
Like,
eyes gave me nightmares.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Just that look on his face is just
like it's
creepy.
amazing how you can use that laugh track to make you feel like it's sinister.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Super uncomfortable.
Yeah, like it was so like I never thought about using the fakeness of.
It's like if you had like Walking on Sunshine in what's that movie? American Psycho.
Yeah.
At the very start, where it's all
Yeah.
upbeat, but you know this guy's like.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not- it's-
American Psycho is
Yeah,
another one of my
that's a good one.
favorites because the music's perfect.
Oh yeah.
The
The
You
Huey
like Phil
Lewis.
Collins?
you know what the name of the video is when he's calling for reservations?
I do.
That's how much I know this movie. When he's calling for reservations and he's looking at a porno movie in his hand, the name of the porno movie is
He's trying to get a reservation at Dorsia.
Adorcia, yeah. Adorcia. And then what's the name of the movie, Dave?
Inside Lydia's ass.
We had a buddy whose mom's name was Lydia, so like we would use that the whole time. That's the reason we know that, eh?
Yeah.
Because it was inside Lydia's ass. That's the best part of that movie.
He's just
Lydia.
looking at it so
You know that
arbitrarily as
Groucho
he's,
Marx Lydia song?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring
Yeah.
to?
Yeah.
Lydia.
Have you met Lydia?
You haven't
Lydia
seen that
the
movie, did he? Yeah.
She has eyes that I adore so, and a torso even more so. Is that the one?
yeah.
That's from the Fisher King too. You ever see that movie, The Fisher King, with Robin Williams?
yeah.
I don't know why it's a movie show today.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we've done a lot of
crazy.
movie talk.
Bizarre.
But anyways, I think it was because of that Coen Brothers movie because it had really brought me back into movies. I hate comic book movies. I hate comic book movies. I can't stand them,
Yeah.
and it's all they make
Haven't
anymore.
Seen one yet.
You haven't?
Haven't seen one yet.
Really?
Managed to not see one.
I can't even. I thought I was the only one that didn't get it because everyone seems to enjoy him.
Oh, I
Charters
don't.
loves it.
I got the whole MCU universe on.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that
Blu-ray.
means. Marvel.
MC
Marvel
Hammer on
comic.
what?
Yeah.
MC what?
Universe, the Marvel Comics universe.
Oh yeah, you got it all on what?
Blu-ray.
Oh.
Except for the Hulk. I'm missing the Hulk and Iron Man 3.
Which Hulk? The one with Ed Norton, or
Yeah, Ed Norton.
you just skip it anyway.
You know what I think was weird is
Raid's
that
watched him.
No, I've seen that one, and I thought it was
No.
that turned me off of them forever. I love Ed Norton, but Jesus,
Yeah.
do you remember? And the only thing
American
I
History X, best Ed Norton movie. ever.
absolutely.
Yes.
what?
American
Fight
History
Club.
X.
Fight
No,
Club's
American
better.
History X.
Better. American History X is not better than Fight Club.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, man. Milo has tits.
Bitch tits.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Meatloaf.
You know. Anyway,
It
so
is a great movie.
do we, oh shit! I was gonna add a closing thing, and then I forgot it because I was thinking about Meatloaf's tits.
You reminded me of A Million Ways to Die in the West when you were talking about how like the harshness of the West back then.
Yeah.
It's funny, but
Yeah.
they kind of capture that in A Million Ways to Die in the West, how brutal it was back then. And the guy can't believe like, you want me to go to I'm not going to the doctor.
yeah.
He's gonna shove iron nails in my.
Yeah. Well, I was even talking to like friends of my grandparents, and like my grandfather died when he was a young man, and in the early 50s, and his friends who told me they went to visit him when he was in the hospital. They said when you go to the hospital in the 50s, you were going to see someone before they died. Like you didn't go to the hospital but to die.
Yeah, they're not curing people.
They were not curing people back then. They were just like, you go there and there'd be like people with like horrible wounds and stuff, and they're just kind of trying to get them to death.
Yeah,
There was no curing
they're
anything.
just cutting bits off.
And that's not that long ago, is what I'm saying. Is like the steps that we've made in such a short period of time is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. I wish I could talk about AI. We should do a show about AI one time because I started going down that rabbit hole online, and it's so interesting because there's such a large benefit to AI that but it could also destroy us coldly with no problem.
Skynet.
Yeah. So it's probably worth it looking into in the future. But anyways, guys, we're getting to our time here. We're sending everybody out to Nashville. So the next episode, we promise to have some stories about what we did. And Michael, if you're listening to this, you rest well, my friend. We're going to keep you safe and warm in Nashville. Don't you worry. And Big Dutch and Bryce, Your sister's going to be safe. Don't worry.
Are they coming, Big Dutch and Bryce?
I hope so, but I don't know.
Oh,
That's what I
no.
mean. I have to give them the promise in case they're not coming. I hope they do come because then they can do it themselves because I'm going to be drunk. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening to Live from the Dutch Hall. Tell a friend if you like it. Otherwise, you can give us some feedback at livefromthedutchhall@gmail.com. Thank you a lot, Dan, for coming in and being our guest.
Thank you.
It was great to have you. And if you'd like to, come back next week. So we'll see you, NT. See you next Thursday.